On to another demo. This one is Don't Bite Me. Another one I know jack shit about. But we will play and we will see. And we will give comment. Start. Hey, I'm Midnight Muffin, the developer of this game. Honestly, I had no idea how it would be received since I put it together pretty quickly over 2 weeks with several mistakes and things I wish I could have changed. Even so, it helped me get a better idea of the game and clearer concept of what I want to do with it. That's probably why some of the challenges you'll see next might surprise you. In any case, I hope you enjoy it. Add any comments or criticisms you have are more than welcome. And any comments or criticisms. Okay. I think that's it. You can join the Discord, talk more about the game. I usually post progress, updates, and changes there. Thanks for reading. Enjoy the game. By default, your name shows up as Nobody, but you can change it if you want. What would you like to be called? Snugs. 6 a.m. Sound of my alarm fills the small room as I reluctantly sit up in bed. Damn, my back. Shut up already. Shit, I only slept like 4 hours? That's more than last time, I guess. Even so, I probably shouldn't have stayed up all weekend playing games. Still half asleep, I drag myself up and start getting ready for the day. Already feeling the weight of the week ahead. Following the same routine as always, I take a shower, pull myself some cereal from a brand of questionable origin, and I sit down on the couch to enjoy the last few minutes of free time in my day while turning on the TV. Trash, trash, trash. One by one, I flip through the channels looking for at least something entertaining or interesting. Finding nothing, I settle for the usual news channel to see what kind of bullshit they're pushing this time. The hentai virus. There's been an increase in protests across the city in recent weeks. The complaints come from the human citizens who argue that they don't receive the same benefits as dinosaurs, both in the workplace and in education. The situation has escalated to the point where protesters have begun vandalizing large parts of the city, increasing crime rates and severely affecting the tourism sector. While no injuries have been reported during these demonstrations, local authorities have already begun mobilizing to prevent further actions of vandalism. Unfortunately, we weren't able to interview any humans, but we did speak to some of the other residents. Here's the report. Ma'am, what do you think about the recent protests? Well, I understand the message they're trying to convey. I don't support the way they're doing it at all. The city isn't the problem, it's the people who govern it. Ma'am, have you been affected by the recent protests in the city? Awkward. Oh no. Ma'am? Oh, I'm sorry. You talking to me, love? It's nothing, forget it. And you, young lady, what do you think? While the dissatisfaction of the human population in the city is understandable, I believe resorting to such extreme measures is counterproductive, as it only creates a negative image of their cause. The best alternative is to work toward an agreement that benefits both sides to resolve the core issue. Shut up, child. Thank you for your opinion. We got none, Dino. We've been hearing a lot about your age group. As one of the representatives of the pro-human cause, what's your opinion on this? Well, I think we can all agree that it's rather unfortunate situation. I believe we can reach a better understanding if we come together as brothers and set aside the division that has been placed between us. If they could only find it in their heart for Raptor Jesus. That's why I'd like to make a call to everyone who'd like to join us. I'll be giving a speech at the local plaza about the importance of our duty as citizens and the decisions we must make moving forward. Anyone willing to help the cause is a welcome. That's all. To wrap up this segment, we have the excerpts from an interview given yesterday by Minister Lucy Collins, where she said the following. Minister, what measures will the council take in response to the growing concern over these demonstrations? First of all, I want to assure the safety of our citizens and let everyone know that we are actively working to minimize damages. As someone responsible for the well-being of the city's population, it's my duty to do what's right for all its inhabitants. After consulting with political partners, I'm pleased to announce the program we've been working on. FANG. FANG. You're probably wondering what it's about, so let me explain. It is a human rehabilitation program relocating the human sector to institutions where they'll be among their own. Oh, so you're segregating. This is segregation. This will allow them to focus on their studies and professional development without distractions or external pressures. Separate but equal, yes. We've all seen how that goes. This means new schools, institutions, and workplaces will be open for those humans affected by inequality. Before you jump to conclusions, I'd like to clarify that the goal of this project is not to segregate the human population, but you're doing that, but rather to create a space where they can feel calmer and surrounded by their own people. Yep. These changes will begin tomorrow, Monday. Don't you think it's too soon? Well, I understand the news may feel sudden. I believe it's the appropriate decision to... And I turn off the TV without really hearing the rest of the interview. Either way, I realize it's time to get moving. So I grab my things and leave the apartment. As I step outside the building, a familiar sight greets me. Fortunately, this part of the city hasn't been hit by the protests as much as the other areas. I got my phone. News. Are they bad ones? Experts in dino relations. Oh, and it's just a stock photo from Jurassic Park. Okay. I want to play Snake. Nah. Oh, that takes me to the Itch.io's website. All right. What? That's gonna be their Discord. What's this? Stats. I have relationship values. Ooh, I have multiple. Are those love interests or just people? And I can be good or bad. I kind of like the vibes. I know it's got, let's just not beat around the bush, a little lesser quality art than all the other demos I've been playing lately. But it's got, I won't lie, it's taking me back to early 2000s, like Flash player games, you know? Back to Newgrounds and fucking E-Bomb's world. No contacts. Sweet. Fortunately, this part of the city hasn't been hit by the protests as much as the others. Okay, we already went there. Guess I'm lucky. So that's something. As I walk through the streets towards the subway, I can't help but notice propaganda posters and graffiti on the walls. I'm surprised things have escalated this far. Just a few weeks ago, these were simple protests in public squares. Personally, I try not to think too much about it. It's not like I've been heavily affected by any of this. I mean, I have an apartment, a stable job, good food. What more could I ask for? Either way, I'm sure things will go back to normal soon. It doesn't take long to reach the subway. Hopefully it won't be too crowded. The train doors open, revealing just how packed it is inside. I hate my life. The commute to work goes smoothly, aside from a few glances, but I'm used to it by now. It's no surprise that, given everything that's been happening in the city, the dino people are being cautious. Finally, after a few minutes, I arrive at the main building ready to start another exciting workday. At least this place has stayed almost the same over the past 9 years I've been here. I greet a few coworkers as I head towards my desk. feeling their stares as if they know something I don't. That's weird. I hadn't even had a chance to sit down when I saw my boss approaching me, placing her hand on my shoulder. Hey, Snugs. I've been waiting for you. If you can follow me, please. There's something I'd like to discuss to you in my office. Sure? Oh, could this finally be a promotion? I mean, I've been here for quite a while. Maybe she likes my performance and how committed I am to the job. Well, maybe not that last part, but at least I'm not the worst here. Maybe a raise? Some extra money would be nice. Could help me manage my expenses better, and maybe I could help Mom more too. I should check on her when I get out of here. As I enter the office, she gestures for me to take a seat. I'll be honest with you, Snugs. I think you at least deserve that after all the years you've worked here. I don't know how familiar you are with the whole protest situation. I know a bit, I guess? Why? Here it comes. Maybe she'll say something like, we recognize your value as an employee and that's why you're fired. I blink, slightly surprised. Then I leaned forward a bit, smiling as I let out a small laugh. Hey, you got me, boss. That's a good one. I didn't think you had that kind of sense of humor. But she doesn't say anything. She looks at me as if she doesn't understand my reaction. Wait, you're serious? I don't understand. Did I do something wrong? I thought I was doing a good job. You are. This has nothing to do with your work performance. It has more to do with the new law implemented by the minister. Long story short, I can't keep you here anymore. Unfortunately, regardless of your seniority, there's nothing I can do about it. I know this is sudden for you, but if it were up to me, you know I wouldn't allow this. Yeah, sure you wouldn't. I want to get mad, but I won't. I'll stay calm. I take a deep breath, doing my best to stay composed. I see. This is a lot to process. I can't say I agree with your decision, but I appreciate you being honest with me. I sit back in my chair, focusing on steadying my breathing, keeping my voice even. So, what happens now? Do I just leave? No, first let me give you your severance pay for the days you worked. I know this isn't easy, but new centers are opening all on the other side of town. I can give you a list of contacts and recommendations. I know it's not the same, but it's a start. So, human protests are happening, and I immediately get fired because of the law saying she can't keep me employed in a dinosaur focus. Like, what? Who? What, when, where, how, why? I appreciate that. I'll do my best to adapt. I wish things could have been different. I know, and for what it's worth, I am truly sorry. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. Thank you. I'll figure something out. I leave the office feeling more dejected, still trying to process what just happened. Some of my coworkers even approached me, trying to cheer me up with phrases like, you can start over. It's a good opportunity to try something new. We'll stay in touch. I knew they were trying to be kind, but at that moment, those words meant nothing to me. I step out onto the street, checking the time on my phone and noticing how early it still is. Should I just go back home? Even if I did, I wouldn't even know what to do. Fucking go on Indeed and start fucking job searching. Alright, I was gonna go visit Mom. I can't remember the last time I actually visited her. Having decided my next destination, I start walking. The place isn't too far, maybe a walk will help clear my head. As I make my way through the city, I notice a large group of both humans and dinos gathered around someone. I can't hear what they're saying from a distance. I should move closer. People of Ridgefall, I know you are tired, just like I am, of the situation in our city. The government says it will take care of things, that it will make the necessary actions to help you. But all I see them is trying to hide the real problem. This isn't about creating a barrier between us, but about learning to coexist with the same rights and opportunities. I want you to know I'm on your side, and I understand your pain. My father is human too. So I know, at least in part, what you're going through. But do not be afraid, my lambs. I want you to know the doors of our sanctuary are open to all who wish to seek refuge. Yes, I can feel the divine presence speaking through me at this very moment to deliver the following message. Unite. Unite and give us your money. I mean, your contribution. Yes, that's it. She said the Mormon thing out loud. Only then will the evil divide us finally cease. The more you give, the sooner it will end. I promise you this. If you need someone you can trust, I will be that person. Together we will make the city change. Yeah, I messed that. Now our sisters will be coming around with bags to collect your offerings. Remember, it is all for our beloved city. The crowd begins to applaud and praise the Dino girl's words. She feels somewhat familiar now that I look at her more closely. Alright, she was on the news. A symbol, huh? Sure would have been nice to have one before I got fired from my damn job. Honestly, I don't think the problem will change just because someone says the right words. I hope the situation doesn't escalate any further than it already has. Either way, I decided I've heard enough talk and walk away from the crowd, resuming my path. Ridgefall Hospital. Oh no, Mom's in hospital. Doesn't take too long before I finally arrive. I approach the receptionist and give my information. Once allowed in, I start checking the numbers on the doors. 102, 103, 104, 105. I carefully open the door and close it behind me, feeling the weight on my shoulders slowly fade. The room is quiet except the steady beat of the heart monitor. My mother lies motionless in the hospital bed, pale and still, her eyes closed, her chest rising and falling slowly. I sit down on her chair beside the bed. Hey, Mom. It's me, Snooks. I'm sorry, I forgot to bring you flowers this time. It's been a pretty complicated day, to be honest. I don't want to bore you with the details. But don't worry, it's nothing bad. Just, she doesn't need to carry the weight of my problems. She doesn't need to know. I pick up the photo that was resting on the small table. As I look at it, a faint memory crossed my mind. A long, long time ago. Sweetheart, behave while I'm gone, alright? There's food in the fridge. You can heat it up in the microwave. Don't open the door to strangers and don't stay up too late playing games. Or I'll know, young man. Yeah, Mom, I know. You've told me like 100 times. And I'll say 100 more times if I have to. Don't test me. I'll be back in the morning, okay? I love you. Yeah, me too. That used to be our routine day after day. You'd take me to school even after finishing your night shift at work. And by the time I got back home, you had already left for work again. I barely saw you during the day, though eventually I got used to it. Day after day, the same routine repeated itself. I remember I even told her I could help her with the expenses. I'm serious, Mom. I have 10 subscribers on my SnootTube channel. It's only a matter of time before I'm making enough money to move us into a new house. Sweetheart, that's very kind of you, but you don't need to worry about that. That's my responsibility. If you really want to help me, then you can start putting more effort into your studies. But Mom, I don't need school. I'm going to be famous, an idol. You'll see. No digas pendejos. Whatever that is. I didn't raise a lazy bum. I'll go to your room and read a book. Exams are coming up. I don't want to see any bad grades. Or you'll see my sandal. Got it? Like I'm scared of that. Whack! And that's what I did. I worked hard and studied every day to improve, to be able to give you a better life. I still remember when I got my acceptance letter from Fossilgate. You were so happy, but then your health had already begun to decline. Sometimes I can't help but think that maybe if I had insisted more, if I had realized sooner, things would be different. You never complained about it, or at least I never saw you do it. I could really use your advice right now. I take a moment to breathe deeply. I can't fall apart in front of her. I have to stay strong. I place my hand over hers, still feeling her faint pulse beneath my fingers. At least that, the occasional sound of the machine making her heartbeat comforts me, marking her. Doctors say you can still hear what's going on, even in a coma. I want you to know I'm doing fine. I'm trying to eat well, take care of myself, just like you taught me. Actually, that reminds me. Before I continue, a nurse opens the door and approaches me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but the doctor wants to talk to you. If you can come with me, please. All right. Once outside the room, the nurse guides me down the hallway until we reach the doctor, who is reviewing a folder before turning his attention to me. Oh, Mr. Snuggs, I'm sorry for calling you in so suddenly. There are some matters I'd like to discuss with you. No problem, Doc. It's about your mother. The tumor located in the upper part of her spinal cord has been spreading more and more. What? It's been affecting a large portion of her vital functions. For now, she's being kept stable by the ventilator, but I'm afraid that won't be enough in the long run. The best option we have is to operate on her directly. I'll be honest with you, son. The procedure is quite risky. I can't guarantee it will go well, but it's the only option we have. If there's even the slightest chance it could work, I believe we should take it. I understand. Of course. When do you think it would be scheduled? Well, as I mentioned, she's stable for the moment, but even I can't predict when things might worsen. My advice is that we don't wait too long. The sooner the better. However, there's one small detail. Due to how risky and complex the surgery is, it's rather expensive. But I believe your insurance should cover it, right? Shit. I barely managed to pay it last month with the severance pay I received. I don't have enough to cover it. Yeah, I have some. Very well. He steps closer and places a hand on my shoulder, offering a faint smile. I know this must be difficult news to process, but we'll do everything we can to save her, okay? You have my word. I sit down on one of the empty chairs and listening to the sound of footsteps fading down the hallway. How am I supposed to fix this? Where am I supposed to get the money now? I could sell some things. I'm sure I could get something for them, but it won't be enough. Fuck. There's no point worrying right now. I need to stay focused. I stood up and walked back toward the exit, not before giving her room one last glance. Don't worry, Mom. I'll find a way to save you. One way or another. Leaving the hospital and nowhere else to go, I head back to my apartment. I should try my luck at one of those new centers on the other side of the city and see what kind of jobs they're offering. Maybe I do have options after all. I'll have to figure it out on my way to move my stuff over there. And it'd take me long to get back. It felt strange being here this early. Shit. Does this place always look this bad? Maybe I should do something about all this trash and... Before I knew it, I collapsed onto the uncomfortable sofa. The lack of sleep must have been catching up to me because it didn't take long to fall asleep. A few hours later. Suddenly I wake up with a sharp pain in my back from sitting up on this damn couch. I just check the time on my phone. Oh no. Military time. Wow, I slept a few hours. Oh, right. This place is still a mess. I could use a drink right now. Luckily, I know the only place that's open this early. I take a quick shower and change out of my uniform. Not that it looks much different from what I usually wear. Heading toward the only place where I can relax. The Velvet Raptor. I can hear the music from inside even before I reach the door. When I open it, I'm not surprised by how packed the place is. This is one of the most popular spots in the city. But right now, I'm not in the mood for this. I push through the crowd until I reach the bar, take a seat, and speak to the bartender. Hey, could you get me the usual? The figure turns around, grabs me one of the nearby shot glasses, pours me a drink. Without thinking twice, I grab it and down it in one go. Only then do I realize it wasn't alcohol, but apple juice. Oh, come on, Liz, seriously? Hey. Sorry, homie. No alcohol for you today. I noticed the long face the moment you walked through that door. So what happened this time? Rough day? You could say that. Today is definitely not my lucky day. You were lucky at some point? Touché. You know I'm just kidding. And... you want to talk about it? I don't want to bother you during your working hours, Liz. I'm fine, really. Don't be silly. This place practically runs itself at this point. Just give me a second. Hey, newbie. Watch the bar for a bit. And don't burn anything down, got it? Yes, boss. Liz turns her attention back to me and places a hand on my shoulder. Come on, let's go outside. With all this music in here, it'll be hard to talk. She guides me towards the back of the bar, leading us into a quiet, secluded alley. She sits down on the ground and pats the spot next to her. Oh, come on, man. Don't leave me waiting. I sit beside her and lean back against the wall of the building, not really knowing where to start. Liz seems to notice that, so she doesn't push. She waits while pulling a cigarette from her pocket. She offers to me for a moment, and I take it. In some way, it brings back memories. Taking a long drag, I feel my mind slowly relax as the nicotine kicks in. I got fired this morning. Something about the new regulations in the city. They don't allow humans to work alongside dinos anymore. I was there for a long time, you know. Not because I wanted to, but because I had no other choice. And now to be discarded just like that? Let's stay silent, letting me continue. Don't get me wrong, I hated the place. I think I told you a bunch of times. But I guess I got used to the routine. And now that part of my life is gone. I feel lost. What's the point of dedicating your life to something if it can end like this? Did you tell her? Tell who? Mom? I don't even know how. The last time she was fully awake was when I just started at Fossilgate. She probably thinks her son is a renowned lawyer or engineer by now. Not someone who spent the last 9 years working at a call center helping older adults fix their internet. My only option now is to go to the other side of the city and see what's available. And that's not even the worst part. Take a moment to gather my thoughts. Last time I told you she was recovering well. I remember. How is she now? The tumor spread. The doctor said she qualifies for surgery, but it's risky. The choice is obvious, isn't it? Even if there's the slightest chance I should take it. That's what I told myself. But I can't afford it. I'm useless. I've lived every single day of my life up until now without ever doing anything for myself. And now, when I should finally be able to do it for her, what she once did for me, I can't. Liz stays quiet because what can you even say in a situation like this? Words of encouragement that'd sound empty? A ready-made answer about what I'm supposed to do? Instead, her tail wraps around my back, pulling me closer to her until her head rests on my shoulder. In all the years I've known Liz, she's never been particularly good with words. But she's always found a way to make me feel better. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oop. I want her to wake up. I want to hear her voice again. I want her to be proud of me. To see what I actually made something of my life. And I didn't spend the last years being a nobody. You know she wouldn't think that. She loves you. And from everything you've told me about her, I'm sure she'd be satisfied just seeing you happy. I know. Shit. I could spend my whole life locked in my apartment playing video games and smoking weed, and that woman would still love me. But I want to show her that I managed to achieve something. To see her smile. Is that selfish of me? For a long moment, we stay like that, creating a small refuge in each other's company. I'm glad to have someone I can talk to about this kind of stuff. Liz is one of the few real connections I managed during my time in Fossilgate. Who would have thought that from that weird first encounter in the bathroom, I would end up meeting the person who'd become my best friend? Now that I think about it, how much do I actually know about her? Whenever we talked, she rarely spoke about herself. Instead, she just either avoided the topic or steered the conversation somewhere else. I thought she was just reserved about it, but it's almost like she doesn't consider herself important. What kind of friend would I be if I only ever worried about myself? What about you? How have you been lately? Liz blinks for a moment as if she wasn't expecting that question. Then, with that signature laid-back smile, she lifts her head from my shoulder. Me, I'm good, homie. You know me. Can't complain. The bar's doing well. I recently bought that new shooter game. You should come by sometime, play. Kick your ass like last time. That reminds me. There she goes again, trying to change the subject. Instead of letting it slide, I place my hand on her shoulder, which seems to stop her words abruptly. Lucy, have you talked to her? Liz lights another cigarette and stares absent-mindedly at the ground as if trying to avoid answering. No, you know how she is. She's busy with all that political stuff. I try calling her sometimes to see how she's doing and all, but it usually goes straight to voicemail. I get it. Running an entire city is a huge responsibility. That's why I try not to bother her too much with that. Never thought I'd say this, but I miss when she used to scold me. At least back then I knew she cared about what I was doing. But despite everything, she'd always be my dear little sister. No matter how much things change, there's another long silence between us. But the comfortable kind, the kind that feels like it's more than enough. Family's complicated, huh? You can say that again. You know you can count on me, right? Dude, I'm supposed to say that. Actually, now that I remember, I got this the other day. Liz rummages through her pocket for pulling out a small black card with tiny letters printed on it. Some weird guys came into the bar last night. Suits, glasses, whole deal. At first I thought they were total creeps who wear sunglasses in a bar at night. Still, I served them like any other customer. But hours went by and they wouldn't leave. They stayed there talking amongst themselves. When I went over to give them the check, one of them reached into his pocket. Thought I was going to pull a gun or something, so I got ready to knock him out with a quick combo. Instead, he pulled out this weird card and handed it to me, just like that. He said if I knew someone who might be interested, it's an organization for humans or something like that. Damn it. If they were just going to give me a stupid card, they could have done it any time. What was the point of all that mysterious drama? Anyway. Then they paid the bill and left. Seems suspicious. I was going to throw it away right then, but I guess I forgot. They probably figured that since I owned the bar, I could reach more people. I don't know. Now that I think about it, it's weird, isn't it? Somehow they knew about the regulations before they even made public. An organization for humans? Sounds like the perfect excuse to steal a kidney or something. Honestly, I wouldn't trust this. But if you're out of options, you can give it a try. Liz hands me the card and I stay there examining it for a long moment. She eventually stands up from the ground and extends her hand to help me up. Promise me you'll be careful if you do, alright? If you disappear, I'll have no one to humiliate in video games. Can't help but smile. You wish. You only won because you made me think the controller was connected. Nuh-uh. Yeah, huh? Liz leans in closer, gently brushing a tear from my cheek that I hadn't even realized was there. I'm a hug, Liz. Thanks for listening, really. It was exactly what I needed. And thanks for not letting me drink earlier. Probably be throwing up in the bathroom right now. Don't mention it. Anything to save myself from cleaning up that mess. You were gonna make the newbie clean it, weren't you? Yep. Don't worry, man. You can come by any time, grab a drink or talk. I'm here. That's what friends are for, right? Well, I should probably get going. It's getting kind of late. Dude, it's only been like 10 minutes. Liz glances at her phone for a moment, only to realize 2 hours have passed. Shit! She playfully punches my shoulder over and over, as if trying to express her frustration without much success. This is your fault, asshole. If that rookie burns my bar down, I'm holding you responsible, you hear me? That was actually the plan. I just had to distract you long enough. Liz punches my shoulder one last time. Alright, seriously, I'm heading out. I'll buy something before the store closes. Fine. I'll let you live one more day. Take care. And if you make that call, and they try anything weird, call me. I'll come running with my bat. I nod with a warm smile before turning around, giving her one last wave goodbye. I leave the bar and step into the night. The city feels different now, more tense. I'd better hurry. The last thing I want is to end the day before being mugged. Far, far away from the city. 2 hours before. So this was happening when I first entered the bar. Here we go again. I step out of the car, following the same routine as always, scanning the area for any potential intruders. Who the hell would even hang around like a place like this? Finding nothing, I turn my attention to her. All clear. You can come out. All right. I walk back around and open the door for her, car door for her, as if she weren't perfectly capable of doing it herself. At this point, I look like her servant more than her bodyguard. She glances around the place with visible disgust before finally turning her attention to me. Are you sure this is the place? Yes, the others are already waiting inside with the test subject. They could have chosen a less unpleasant meeting point, but I suppose they'll do for now. Come on, let's not waste time. We'll still have another place to visit afterward. She walks ahead, leaving me no choice but to follow her into the massive abandoned warehouse. The doors creak loudly as they open. They kidnapped the nun! As expected, a large group of men are guarding someone tied up in the center. Lucy approaches first. They all step aside, letting her pass, careful to avoid her gaze entirely. I rest against a column, staying back while keeping my eyes on what's happening in the middle. Well then, what do we have this time? Even from here, I can hear her sobs grow louder at the sight of the woman standing before her. I can't blame her. Oh, aren't you that girl from the news this morning? Now I remember. Nothing personal, dear. I'm not the one who makes these decisions. A lie. I know better than anyone how this works. She simply had the bad luck of being seen when the previous subject didn't survive. Idealism really complicates progress, you know. No matter how small someone is, I know the kind of influence they can have when used properly. One of the men steps forward and opens a briefcase. I don't need to get closer to know what's inside. A syringe. She turns back to the girl. Remember you said something about wanting to be part of the change. Well, consider yourself lucky. You'll be doing just that by bringing me one step closer to my goal. Don't worry. If you're lucky enough, you might survive. And if not, well, we'll deal with that later. The moment the needle pierced her scales, I saw her body twist violently against the chairs. Struggling desperately to break free, I step a little closer just in case things get out of control like last time. Her muffled sobs only grew louder, even with the gag in her snout. I've seen this so many times by now that I'm used to it. The process is simple from what I've heard. The substance works like an injection, altering the mind first. Supposedly it's a side effect they're trying to correct, but clearly they haven't managed yet. The girl finally breaks free of her constraints and collapsing to the floor. The second phase begins. Now her body starts to change, shifting, erasing, replacing every small part. Bones snap and reform. Muscles expand naturally, forcing the body to adapt. It's obvious the body can't withstand it. The blood pooling beneath her proves that. I watch her face twist and reshape at the same time, forming sharp fangs and claws that were none before. That's one reason they stopped using the same procedure on carnivores. They became even more unstable. The fuck? Looks like it's over. Another failure. The creature before us bears no resemblance to the young woman who was agonizing just minutes ago. I rest my hand on my gun at my waist, only to realize it isn't there. Lucy has it. When did she take it? Oh dear, you don't look very well. Lucy steps towards the creature as if she doesn't recognize the danger it possesses. As if she wants to make my job harder. I suppose the serum still needs some refinement. It wasn't meant to end like this. Well, thank you for your contribution. I'll be sure to inform the doctor to consider the formula to avoid deformities like you. The creature growls in response, shifting its stance and baring its sharp fangs in warning, ready to lunge at any moment. Still, Lucy doesn't seem intimidated. Instead, she calmly takes aim. Should I don't even have time to decide before the beast launched itself, ready to tear the minister apart. Single shot echoed through the warehouse. Bullet struck directly between its eyes, stopping it instantly. grasping at the body. As if it were nothing more than a minor inconvenience, she turns and walks towards the exit, gesturing for me to follow. You know where to leave it. Make sure the media covers it first thing in the morning. The men move at once, dragging the lifeless body toward the back. She casually tosses my gun back to me while heading for the car. As I slide it back into my holster, I feel my phone in my pocket. I don't usually bring it, but there was something I wanted to do this morning. Hesitating for a few minutes, I finally pull it out and search for the only contact I have saved. This is a bad idea, but I miss him. I try to type a message quickly before a Lucy voice interrupts from inside the car. I'm not going to wait all day, you know. I'm coming. Bitch. New message. I'm back in town. Want to meet up. The next day. 6 a.m. I'm unemployed. I forgot to turn off my alarm. My alarm goes off, beeping as usual. Without thinking twice, I throw it out the window. I don't have a reason to wake up this early anymore. The fuck was that homunculus shit? That was a fucking curveball. Yeah, we'll see. No matter how many times I turn over, sleep won't come. You've got to be kidding me. Seeing that I won't be able to fall back to sleep, I slowly get up with a sigh. I leave the room and head to the kitchen to make myself a good cup of coffee. Spotting my phone on the small table, I grab it on the couch. I turn on the TV to have some background noise while I sit down and check a few notifications. Today, the city is mourning. Sadly, the body of a young woman, Aurora Foglove, was found earlier today. The place where she was discovered near the recently opened facility on the other side of the city. While there's no concrete evidence yet, the fact that she was found in a location where only humans are allowed has caused great suspicion among the population. Some believe this may have been an attack carried out in response to the recently imposed law. Right now, I'm standing in front of the local plaza where Minister Lucy has decided to give a statement. Here's the report. Dear people of Ridgefall, it brings me great sadness to say these words. As many of you have already heard, the body of the young Aurora was found today. Unfortunately, I've not had the chance to meet her personally. But I know she was a citizen, just like you and me. Someone who was simply trying to help the city in her own way. My heart was in the right place. I believe that's what her heart was in the right place. I believe that's what truly matters. To the victim's family, I want to assure you that we have full support of Congress. The city stands with you. I promise that we'll work tirelessly to find whoever is responsible for this. We will not let her death be forgotten. We will not allow something like this to happen again. You have my word. That's all for now. Please do not be afraid. I will protect you. I turn off the television, completely stunned by what I just heard. Wow. I can't believe something like that actually happened. I think I saw her yesterday, and now this? The fact that everything seems to point toward us doesn't look good at all. I wonder if it's really a good idea to go there. Wait. Kitty! Aw, this sent me a picture of Pumpkin. I'll reply later. I doubt she's even awake at this hour. Oh, there's another message in it. Okay, so we know Diane. Diane's our contact. And we're her only contact. Is she gonna set me up? Diane. I haven't heard from her since a long time ago. Now she's back? Thinking about her. Memories I had forgotten resurfaced. But somehow they're still there. Not a single day had passed. One memory in particular crosses my mind. Ooh, is this another backflash? Some years ago, Have you thought about what you're going to do once the year ends? Honestly, I haven't yet. I've been focused on passing my final exams for now. Though now that you mention it, I guess it's about time to start thinking about it. College seems like the most reasonable option, but I don't know. I should really think about what I want to study. It's good to have different options. Maybe you should take a gap year or something, just to think it through better. Maybe you're right. But what about you? I'm not really sure either. I've been considering a few things, but in the end, it might be pointless. What do you mean? Let's just say I have somewhat complicated family situation. Oh, complicated how? I'd like to tell you what it's about, but I don't feel ready yet. Not at least until I've sorted it out. Don't worry, no pressure. I understand. We'll talk about it whenever you feel ready. I really appreciate it. This year went by fast, didn't it? Yeah. You don't really notice time passing when you're with the right person. A warm feeling runs through my chest as to hear those words, because she's right. I couldn't really explain it well, but I know that if someone asked if I had changed anything, the answer would be no. Not just what I learned, but the friends I made here. It's something I've truly come to appreciate. Did something happen? You went quiet for a moment. Sorry, I got lost thinking about what you said. Yeah? I'm really glad I met you. Don't say embarrassing things so directly, dummy. But it's true. Alright. Actually, now that we're on the topic, there's something I'd like to give you. I made it during my crafts class, so it might not be very good. She searches in the pocket of her skirt for a moment before quickly placing it in my hand. I take a moment to get a look at it. Wow, a silver chain maybe, but what looks like half of a T-Rex skull. Remember you mentioned the other day you had one just like it, but you lost it when you were a kid. So I tried to replicate it, but I don't have much of a success. I can see what she means. Someone might else point out the missing details or how uneven it is. But that's not what I see. I see effort and care put into this. Diane, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I really like it. I feel bad for not having anything to give you right now. You don't have to, see? She takes off a necklace from her neck, identical but completing the other half. I made one like it too. You know, since you have one half, it'd be weird not make the other, right? Don't get any weird ideas. It's not weird, right? No, not at all. It's really cute if you ask me. Dummy. I mostly wanted to give you it because I don't know what will happen when the year ends. Whether I'll still be here or not. But I wanted to give you something so you don't forget me. You know I wouldn't do that. No matter how things turn out in the future, I'll make sure to take good care of this. And every time I look at it, I'll remember you. I promise. Snap back in the present, my living room, the memory fades, pulling me into the current moment. As if I suddenly become aware of it again, I feel it beneath my shirt. Slightly worn from the passage of time, but still preserved. I spent every day since then remembering to put it on, to the point where it stopped being just a routine. Not just because it's a gift, but because it's something she gave me before. Before ... she left. Maybe seeing each other again would be a good idea. No. We're with Liz. I already made that choice. Maybe seeing each other again would be a good idea. Catching up and clearing a few things would be nice. Though I'm not sure. It's been too long since then. Things will be different. I won't know unless I try. Bitch, you're unemployed. You got nothing going on. Go say hi to your friend. But, what should I reply? After a moment of overthinking, I decide something casual. Want some fuck? Sure, sounds good. When and where do you want to meet? Alright, it's done. Now I guess I'll just wait. I barely put my phone down before another notification. Wow, that was fast. Cafeterex, 8 a.m. I guess that settles it. Still, I have some time. I better get ready. After taking a quick shower and changing my clothes, I leave the apartment. Stepping outside, I'm met by a different atmosphere. The city feels changed, streets unusually quiet. I can hear a few patrol cars driving around in the distance. At this rate, I even wonder if it's safe to go out. After following the route marked by GPS on my phone for a while, I approach the cafe. 7:45. Wow, I actually arrived a few minutes early. I guess I could wait inside or order something. As I walk through the door, the place is relatively empty except for a few people. In fact, the one who stands out most is... Almost as if she noticed me staring, the figure lifts her head and her eyes meet. Before I even realize it, she jumps out of her seat, and within seconds, her arms wrap around my waist, lifting me several centimeters off the ground. Snugs! It really is you. Can't believe it. It's been what, 7, 8 years? Her massive tail sways from side to side, pushing a few tables and chairs out of place, catching the attention of the cafe manager. But she doesn't pay it any mind. Her hug only grows tighter. As much as I'd like to respond, the lack of air makes it a little difficult. She seems to notice and gently sets me back down. That's a big woman. Sorry, I guess I got a little excited. Don't worry, it's good to know you haven't changed over the years. Yeah, I guess you're right. No, I can't say the same about you. What's with that haircut, huh? Yeah, well, just wanted to try a new style, you know? I like it. No, it's rude. I mean, you look good. Not that you did before you didn't have a hair. You did then too. But now it's like, it's okay, I get it, don't worry. We both went to our table. The waitress came over a few minutes later to take our orders. Damn it, I wanted to check my phone. After a moment, she returns with 2 cups of coffee. So, how have you been? It's been a long time since the last time we saw each other. You're right. Honestly, the city's changed quite a bit since the last time I was here. Though it's not like I got to see so much of the outside where I was. I was in the army. The army? I recently finished my training, so I have more free time now, you could say. Oh, I didn't think you were into all that military stuff. At first, I wasn't so sure either, but over time I got used to it. Once you do, it's easier than you think. All I could really do was count the days until they finally let me out. I feel like I missed out on a lot of things. Now that I'm back, I want to make up for lost time. The way things ended between us the last time we saw each other, I feel like I owe you an explanation. And I'll give it to you, I promise. But first, I'd like to know how you've been. Since we've talked about me, I want to hear about you. How have you been all these years? Oh my god, I'm gonna trauma dump on this bitch so hard. Something happened recently? Tell her the truth. I guess I can't avoid that question. It's not that I don't want to tell her, but honestly, I haven't fully processed it myself yet. And I feel like opening up about it right now would just ruin the mood. Well, it's complicated, but I don't want to kill the mood. This is supposed to be a happy reunion. Before I continue, her hand gently rests over mine as she leans even closer. Tell me, please. I take a deep breath and continue. Well, in a few words, I lost my job yesterday because of this whole new law. Now I have to figure out how to find a new one. I was planning on trying at that new center, but after what happened this morning, I'm not so sure anymore. She looks visibly tense when I mention the last part, and then her hand almost perceptibly tightens around mine to prove it. Don't go there, please. For your own sake, it's not a good idea. Yeah, but please don't go. At least not right now. It's not safe. Alright, I won't go. I guess she must be worried about the murder this morning, too. Though it's not like I have many options. What do you mean? Well, do you remember Mom? Of course I remember her. How is she? Did she get out already? Well, no. Unfortunately, her health has been getting worse, to the point where only surgery can save her life. The insurance should cover it, but I don't have a way to pay for it. I think you can imagine where this is going. Even now, after what you told me about that place, I'll take the risk if I have to. Let me help you pay for it. Diane, that's really kind, but please, I insist, I want to do this. I can't say I understand exactly what you're going through, but you don't have to go through it alone. At least not anymore. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Her fingers intertwine with mine. She says the last part. And I can't help but feel a warm sensation spreading through my chest. Tell me you'll think about it, okay? Alright. I will. I appreciate it. I really do. We both finish our coffees, and after a moment, the waitress comes back to collect her cups. What should I ask her? Her time in the army, about her mother. We talked about my mom. What about your mom? Let's ask about the invite, Thesel. Hey, I'm not complaining, but I'm a little curious. Why did you decide to invite me so suddenly? Well, it's complicated to explain since there isn't just one reason. Oh yeah? Now I'm even more curious. Come on, are you really gonna make me say it? You know what I mean. No, I'm afraid I don't. You're a terrible liar. You just want to hear me say it. Because I wanted to see you, okay? I wanted to see how you were doing. And what you've been up to, that's all. To catch up, you know. I don't know what other reason you think there is. If you say so. Dummy. Time in the army. So did anything interesting happen during your time? I'm sure you must have learned something interesting. More or less. I mean, most of the time my day-to-day was doing the same thing over and over again. You learn to handle all kinds of weapons, which is useful. You never know what kind of things are happening out there. You mean the situation in the city? Yeah, something like that. With everything that's been going on lately, I feel like now more than ever you need to be careful. You're right. Maybe you teach me some cool tricks. Maybe someday. Besides, you got me, I won't let anything happen to you. She seems to suddenly realize what she just said, and a deep blush becomes visible. Anyway, what I learned there helped me with what I do now. What's that? Classified. Oh, just kidding. Well, I can't say much about it, but I'm in special operations. You know, hostage rescue, infiltration, undercover operations, that kind of thing. Wow, you must have seen all kinds of things out there. Yeah, you have no idea. Though back then, I wasn't sure if I was making the right decision. In the moments when I wasn't training or studying, I couldn't stop thinking about you. After all, I disappeared without giving you much of an explanation. But I knew it was only a matter of time. and I hope I can clear everything up today. Show the necklace! Make her cry! So does your family know where you've been this whole time? No, they do not. Or at least I didn't tell them. But knowing my mother, I'm sure she has her ways of finding out everything. Though I haven't seen her since then, and honestly, I'd rather keep it that way. I don't know how you had such a complicated... I didn't know you had that much of a complicated relationship. I don't remember you talking much about her. Yeah, there's a reason for that. The last time I saw her, we didn't part on good terms. Eventually, I know I'll have to see her again. But for now, I'd rather delay that meeting as much as possible. What about the rest of your family? Most of them are too busy with their own things to really care about what I do or don't do. Wow, thinking about it that way is kind of sad. At least she doesn't, really care. Though I've noticed she hasn't mentioned her father so far. Maybe it's better to change the subject. Boop the snoot, catch her off guard. The conversation flows naturally as we start reminiscing about old moments. We finish our second coffee and decide to continue outside. There's more movement in the streets now, so I guess it was just in my head. As we walk side by side, the path somehow feels familiar. After a few more blocks, my suspicions are confirmed. Fossil Gate Institute. Wow, I don't really pass through this street. Seeing this place again sure brings back some good memories. I take a step forward, looking at some of the details that have changed. Sorry, I gotta check my phone. News. More dinosaur Jurassic Park. Mayhem. Mathematician says that recent changes will bring chaos to society. Okay. Messages. Liz. What's up? Sorry, homie, I can't talk right now. Text you later, okay? Sure, take care. You too. Pump says it. Alright. Why do schools? Wait. Okay, we're good. It's crazy to think how much time has passed, don't you think? This place changed, but somehow it feels the same. Does that make sense? No. Dummy. But I get what you mean. It's nice. She looks like Susie from Deltarune. But I get what you mean. It's nice. Do you think there'd be any problems with us going back inside? I guess we could ask the office. Do you think Laurent's still the principal? Well, there's only one way to find out. We both walk through the entrance. The hallways are completely empty since everyone must be in class. It's like deja vu. I just hope Lucy doesn't suddenly appear behind me or something. That'd be funny. You too. You have 5 seconds to get back in the class, Jim. You've already been used up for. You better know how to run, because the moment I catch you, you're gonna wish. Oh, second thought. Maybe not. It doesn't take us long to reach the principal's office. Even from outside, I can hear what's going on inside. Could it be? I knock on the door about 3 times. The sounds inside suddenly stops, followed by a few thuds against the door. I'm going to glance at Diane for a moment, who seems to be thinking the same thing. The familiar voice from inside finally invites us in. Come in. I let Diane go in first and close the door behind me. Oh, look at this pleasant surprise. 2 of my best former students are coming back to their old institute. To what do I owe the pleasure? It's a pleasure to see you again, Principal Laurent. We were just passing by and thought we'd stop for a little visit. See if there'd be any problems with us walking around for a bit. Oh, please, no need for formalities. Of course, go you look around. This place has gotten a bit boring since you 2 graduated, you know. But well, it is what it is. So, you two lovebirds are finally together? I thought I'd never see it with my own eyes. I mean, you two were always together everywhere you went. It's only natural you'd be married now. Oh, I guess I should clear things up, right? Diane doesn't seem to say anything either. Is it me, or does she look a little redder than usual? Principal, we're not like that together. Lawrence seems to process the situation for a moment before... Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little confused. Just, well, forget it. I won't keep you youngsters any longer. Go on. Good luck with your date. I simply nod and let it slide as we both turn around and walk toward the door again. Don't screw it up, kid. How the hell did she get my thoughts? Oh, that was sure something. So, is there anywhere you'd like to visit first? Yeah, there is. Come on. I walk a bit ahead as we move through the hallway. She seems to realize where I'm taking her, as we walk through the door that leads to the school courtyard. I keep going until we reach the huge tree in the center. I sit down on the soft grass, and Diane does the same. Is there any particular reason you want to come here? Well, when I saw your message this morning, I couldn't believe it. I thought about you, about the time we spent here at the Institute, and one memory in particular came to mind. The time you gave me this. From beneath my collar, I pull out the necklace she had given me. Sorry, it's a bit worn from use. I'll understand if you're... I couldn't even finish what I was about to say when I feel her tail wrap around my waist, pulling me toward her. So they all do that. Her arms wrap around my shoulders in a warm embrace, while I feel her cheek rubbing against mine. I had read about this a long time ago. She used to do it quite often back then. To the point where I started wondering if there was a particular reason she liked it so much. From what I remember, T-Rexes have sensitive faces, and rubbing against someone is their way of showing affection. More specifically, toward their partner. With that in mind, should I move? Don't move. A warm feeling runs through my chest as I feel her warm embrace. I had forgotten how comfortable it used to be. It feels like going back several years. I can't help but feel a sigh as I close my eyes, enjoying the moment more than I can put into words. Yawn. I think I closed my eyes for a moment and can't believe you kept it after all this time. Well, I promised you, remember? There's no way I'd lose it, not after all the effort you put into it. I wanted to thank you. For what? For accepting my invitation. Honestly, I wouldn't have blamed you if you hadn't. Remember that day you had something really important you wanted to tell me? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to tell her, you're supposed to be mad at me. You know I couldn't do that. Though I have to admit, back then, more than being mad, I was confused. I thought maybe I'd done something wrong. No! Not at all. That was immature of me to not at least give you a reason. I handled things really badly, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think I could have done things differently. I know I hurt you, and there's nothing I can do to change what happened, but I'd like to make up for it. If you'll let me. I can see her shoulders tense slightly as she waits for my response. Of course, I'd really like that. She pulls me into another hug, this one tighter than the last. I could swear I heard a few bones break. Hey, you know I need to breathe, right? Hang in there. You know I really miss being like this. I feel like a normal person. She got scar on eye now. I miss this too, but what do you mean about the last part? Diane tenses up for a bit. I can see the stiffness in her shoulders. Her tail stops moving. She stares at the grass for a moment, like there's something she wants to tell me and doesn't know how. You know? Hey, it's okay. You don't have to talk about that. No pressure. No, it's not that. It's just that I don't really know how to explain it. I already told you the part about being in special operations. Well, as good as that title sounds, you see all the things that make you question what you're even doing there. They train you to be ready for anything, but even then, real life is different from practice. If I put it in a few words, I'd say I'm scared. Any day I'm out there could be my last from the smallest mistake. But that's not what scares me the most. What scares me is that it might change me to the point where I can't recognize myself anymore. I know what you're thinking. If that's the case, then why don't I just quit? I can't, or at least I don't want to. I'm already in this too deep, and getting out now isn't really an option. The decision I made, the things I saw, all that led me to the moment here with you. So maybe it wasn't so bad after all. When I say I feel like a normal person when I'm with you, it's basically because I don't have to pretend. I can be myself. Well, I'm glad you feel comfortable enough with me to be that way. I'd be lying if I said I understand what you're going through. After all, my job wasn't talking to people. My job was just talking to people over the phone. But if there's one thing I can say is that I understand your fear. The decisions we make end up shaping the kind of people we are. Some people do it for themselves, others for someone else. If you had asked me what motivated me to change a few years ago, I probably wouldn't have known what to tell you. You ask me that same question now, I'd simply say to be enough. Good enough for my mother, my friends, for myself. I'd like to be able to give you advice about it, but the truth is I'm still trying to figure it out too. Until then, we try to figure it out together. I get up from the ground, turning around, extending my hand to help her up. She takes it with a warm smile, using her tail to push herself up. It's still pretty early, and since I was the one who picked this place, is there anywhere you'd like to go? She takes a moment to think. There is, but it's a bit far, so we'll have to drive there. Drive? We leave the Institute and walk back towards the cafe, stopping a block before we reach it. There's a huge motorcycle parked on the corner. Diane climbs onto it, tosses me the helmet. I almost fail to catch it. Come on, get on. Alright, we're gonna end there. Save. Boom. We will continue. This story is all over the fucking place. We're an hour and not even an hour and a half into, yeah, I see the time session there. Hour and a half, and it's been race riots, fucking government conspiracies, killing of religious figures with bio shit, turning her into a goddamn dinosaur She-Hulk abomination. Fucking Secret Service person is our long lost love interest. Shit's all over the fucking place. We will see where this goes tomorrow. Or the Thursday. Or tomorrow. We'll see. Alright. We'll continue.